The caste system in India is an ancient social hierarchy. It is a complex system of social stratification. People are born into specific groups. These groups are called castes. Each caste has traditionally defined roles and occupations. The origins of the caste system are debated. Some scholars link it to the arrival of Aryans in India around 1500 BCE. The Rig Veda, an ancient Hindu text, mentions a hierarchical division of society. This suggests a possible origin point for the caste system. Over centuries, the caste system became deeply entrenched in Indian society. It influenced every aspect of life. This included occupations, marriage, and social interactions. While the caste system has been outlawed in India since 1950, its legacy continues to impact the lives of millions. Understanding its historical roots is crucial to comprehending its enduring presence in modern India. At the apex of the caste hierarchy are the Brahmins. Brahmins are traditionally priests, teachers, and scholars. They are considered the keepers of knowledge and spiritual wisdom. Brahmins were responsible for conducting religious ceremonies and rituals. They were also tasked with educating the upper castes. Their social status was elevated due to their perceived proximity to the divine. Historically, Brahmins enjoyed significant privileges. They were exempt from paying certain taxes and were often landowners. Their high status granted them influence and power within society. While the traditional power structures have weakened in modern India, Brahmins still hold prominent positions in various fields. They are often overrepresented in academia, law, and government.
Yes, despite changes over the years, Brahmins continue to play a crucial role in many aspects of Indian society. Their influence persists, especially in areas that value education and knowledge.
The Kshatriyas occupy the second tier of the caste system. This caste traditionally consisted of warriors, rulers, and administrators. Their duty was to protect society and maintain law and order. Kshatriyas were trained in warfare and governance. They held positions of power, leading armies and ruling kingdoms. Their courage and leadership were highly valued in ancient Indian society. Many epic tales in Indian literature, such as the Mahabharata, revolve around Kshatriya kings and warriors. These stories highlight their bravery, sense of duty, and commitment to justice.
In contemporary India, the traditional role of Kshatriyas has evolved. Many are now engaged in politics, the military, and other professions that demand leadership and decision-making skills. Their legacy of leadership continues to influence modern Indian society.
Vaishyas constitute the third caste in the hierarchy. They are traditionally involved in commerce, trade, and agriculture. Vaishyas played a crucial role in the economy of ancient India. They engaged in trade, both within the subcontinent and with other civilizations. Their entrepreneurial spirit and business acumen contributed to the prosperity of the kingdoms. Vaishyas were also responsible for agriculture and animal husbandry. They ensured the production and distribution of food, playing a vital role in sustaining the population. In modern India, Vaishyas continue to be prominent in business and commerce. They are found in various sectors, from small-scale businesses to large corporations, driving economic growth and innovation. Section 5. Shudras, the laborers and service providers.
Shudras occupy the fourth and lowest varna in the caste system. They traditionally performed labor and service-oriented roles.
Shudras were responsible for a wide range of occupations. These included farming, artisanship, and domestic work. They provided essential services that supported the functioning of society.
Historically, Shudras faced discrimination and were denied access to education and opportunities. Their social status was considered lower than the upper three castes.
While the Indian constitution guarantees equal rights to all citizens, Shudras continue to face socio-economic challenges. They often lack access to quality education and healthcare, perpetuating a cycle of poverty and disadvantage. Section 6. The Dalits outside the caste hierarchy.
Outside the traditional fourfold varna system are the Dalits, formerly known as untouchables. They were considered outside the caste hierarchy and subjected to severe discrimination and social exclusion.
Dalits were relegated to performing tasks considered impure by the upper castes. This included sanitation work, leather tanning, and cremation. They were denied access to public spaces, temples, and even water sources used by higher castes.
The plight of Dalits has been a dark stain on Indian society for centuries. Mahatma Gandhi, a prominent leader of India's independence movement, recognized the injustice of untouchability and advocated for the rights of Dalits.
Despite constitutional protections and affirmative action policies, Dalits continue to face discrimination and violence. They often live in poverty, lack access to education and healthcare, and are denied basic human dignity. Section 7. The persistence of caste in modern India. Despite being officially abolished in 1950, the caste system continues to cast a long shadow over modern India. Its influence can be observed in various aspects of life, from marriage and social interactions to education and employment. Caste-based discrimination persists in many forms.
Intercaste marriages, while legally permitted, often face social stigma and even violence. Dalits, in particular, continue to be subjected to atrocities and denied basic human rights. The Indian government has implemented affirmative action policies, such as reservations in education and government jobs, to address historical injustices and promote social equality.
However, these policies have faced criticism from both upper and lower castes, leading to ongoing debates about their effectiveness and fairness. While the caste system is gradually weakening in urban areas due to education, economic mobility, and changing social norms, it remains deeply entrenched in rural India, where traditional hierarchies and beliefs hold sway. Section 8. Caste beyond borders. A global phenomenon? While the caste system is most closely associated with India, some argue that similar systems of social stratification exist in other parts of the world. These systems may not be based on birth, but on factors such as race, ethnicity, or socioeconomic status.
For instance, the legacy of slavery and segregation in the United States continues to impact the lives of African Americans, who face systemic racism and discrimination in various spheres of life. Similarly, the Roma people in Europe have long been subjected to prejudice, social exclusion, and economic marginalization.
While these systems may not be identical to the Indian caste system, they share some commonalities, such as inherited social status, limited social mobility, and discrimination based on group affiliation. Understanding the global dimensions of social stratification can provide insights into the complex interplay of history, culture, and power dynamics that shape societies worldwide. Section 9. Challenging the system, reform and resistance. Throughout history, there have been numerous movements and individuals who have challenged the caste system and fought for social justice. These reformers and activists have sought to dismantle the hierarchies, address discrimination, and promote equality for all.
B.R. Ambedkar, a prominent Dalit leader and the chief architect of the Indian Constitution, dedicated his life to eradicating untouchability and empowering Dalits. He advocated for education, political representation, and social reforms to uplift the marginalized.
Mahatma Gandhi, while acknowledging the importance of the Varna system in Hindu philosophy, condemned the practice of untouchability as a distortion of its true meaning. He believed in the inherent equality of all human beings and advocated for the upliftment of Dalits through nonviolent resistance.
In contemporary India, numerous NGOs and social organizations are working to empower Dalits and other marginalized communities. They provide education, healthcare, legal aid, and skills training to break the cycle of poverty and discrimination.
Section 10. The future of caste in a globalized world. The future of the caste system in a globalized world is uncertain. On the one hand, globalization, urbanization, and technological advancements are breaking down traditional barriers and fostering social mobility. Education, economic opportunities, and exposure to different cultures are challenging caste-based hierarchies and promoting intercaste interactions. On the other hand, caste identities remain strong, particularly in rural areas where traditional norms and beliefs hold sway. Caste-based political mobilization, economic disparities, and the persistence of discrimination continue to pose challenges to social equality. The future of the caste system will depend on a multitude of factors, including government policies, social activism, economic development, and the evolution of cultural norms. Whether the system will eventually wither away or adapt to the changing social landscape remains to be seen. However, one thing is certain: the struggle for social justice and equality for all regardless of caste, will continue. As India progresses in the 21st century, it must confront the ghosts of its past and strive to create a society where every individual has the opportunity to reach their full potential, free from the constraints of caste.